Greetings, YouTube. I am Jamila. Why do I have these earbuds still in my ear? Ciao. Greetings, YouTube. I am Jamila, here to talk to you about Real Housewives of Potomac, Season 6, Episode 10. Now, I had to start my Married at First Sight video off like this, and I'm going to have to start this video off like this. Addressing somebody in my comment section. Now, let me first preface this by saying I don't care if you disagree with me. You can leave paragraphs in my comment section saying that, but don't put words in my mouth. Please do not put words in my mouth. And if you make personal attacks at me, especially when you are saying things that are not true, that you don't know, I'm just gonna block you, okay? But I know you're still watching. So last week, I talked about Candace and her mouth, and somehow that was interpreted as me like advocating and being a violent person. What I am talking about is the comment that I made about Candace last week having a whole lot of mouth for somebody who cried for 9 episodes after the violence that she helped to provoke ensued, right? And that does not mean that I advocate violence. That does not mean that I think that it is okay. That does not mean that I want to see women fighting. But what I do know is that everyone, even you, self-righteous sis, has a breaking point. And this is why we should not provoke people, get up in their faces, say mean and hurtful things, learn people's triggers, and then say things to trigger them, because we never know when someone is going to break and things are going to get ugly. What I am saying is when we get real down and dirty and ugly like that, things happen. That's all I'm saying. That does not mean that I condone violence. What I find funny about this is when these topics come up, people like you love to get in and weaponize your class and your education and all of that and be like, oh, I'm so above you. I mean, because you felt the need to say that us doctors and educators and lawyers, we thankfully we're making a change. Girl, like, first of all, you do not want to do education wars with me. Haven't you learned anything from Wendy Osefo? We can be ratchet and cuss and twerk and do all of that and have all the degrees. You don't want to do education wars with me, but you know, I won't do it with you because I don't weaponize my education. I find it really funny that you do that, especially when you talked about where you came from. And maybe that's why you were triggered. So yeah, let me get into the episode. Yeah, so it picked up where we left off last week, where Candace started this episode with Ashley. And some of the things she said was really, really funny, except for the body shaming. And Candace realized that because she quickly apologized. She was like, you know, I shouldn't have talked about your body, but it was in the heat of the moment. And then she said, and Ashley said, but you always say mean things about me. And Candace was like, well, you know, I talk about your forehead, but not your body. That cracked me up. Anyway, Giselle was like, let's stop that, okay? Let's eat these wings. Let's stop that. And then Giselle does this very lackluster toast to her friend Robin, because Giselle is incapable of having emotions. We all know that. So then Mia brings up the fact that Wendy and Karen was not there, and Giselle says, I didn't invite them. Why would I invite them? And of course, Mia didn't say the message correctly, but anyway, the gist of it was, I need you to apologize to me, Giselle. Giselle says, she says, Mia, I want you to use these exact words. Karen, you will be dead before I apologize. Now, Karen is already, let her tell it, pissed because she used the word death with Ray. And then you're going to double down on it, Giselle. You are evil, evil, evil. Speaking of Giselle, let's go ahead and talk about her with the girls. Now, I've said this 1,000 times. Giselle's girls love them. They are gorgeous, and they are her saving grace. They are the only reason why I'd be wanting to see Giselle on this show. Anyway, they asked Giselle if she wants to get married again. Giselle says, well, no, not really, because I don't want to have to answer to a man financially. Giselle tells her girls that she wants them to be independent and not like solely dependent on a man for anything, because that was the same thing that happened to her mother and her. Being dependent on these men. I love seeing Giselle with her girls because that humanizes her for me, because like on this show, when she's interacting with these other women, I do not like it. I wonder if Giselle thinks about the example that she's setting for her girls when she interacts with these women in the way that she does. Let's move on over to Robin. Now, Robin meets with the life coach slash therapist. If you've ever been to therapy, that first session is just kind of getting to know each other, it's just touching the surface of things. So Robin did tell her she has this business, but now she's unmotivated. Her fiance said that he is not really attracted to the fact that she sleeps all day. And it seemed to me, again, that Robin's focus is Juan. Like, she wants to be motivated for Juan, and that's not sustainable, sis. Like, get motivated for yourself. Like, oh God. Robin says she needs life coaching. Sis, I think you need full-on therapy. Let's move on over to Wendy. We see Wendy with her family, which is my favorite thing. That whole family is gorgeous. That little girl is so delicious. I could just eat her up. Those boys are so cute. Wendy, I meant to address you about this a long time ago and I forgot. So let me address you about this right now. Your husband, Eddie, he is something fine. I will give you that. They're out there playing football together, super cute. The little baby is running around with her little basketball. She's like, they got balls, so I got a ball too. I'm not quite sure what's happening, but we're having a good time here. So they talk about the fact that Wendy has done a lot of commentating on the violence against Black people that went on in 2020, and that is still going on and has been going on ever since we touched this here American soil. And her son was like, why do they want to attack us? Like, why do they want to do that to us? And he said, what if I'm like Martin Luther King? Like, would they still want to attack me? You guys, I don't want to talk about it too much because it made me so sad. It made me so emotional. That was such a real moment. It makes me so sad that little children cannot be innocent children. This is why I go so hard for little Black girls when you guys want to adultify them and saying that they're too grown because they're dancing or that they're wearing a bikini and all of that kind of stuff. Let kids be kids. I wish the society would allow our babies to be babies, and I wish we would allow our babies to be babies. They got plenty of time to be adults. And as we all know, adulting is the ghetto, so allow them to enjoy their youth. Thank you. As we know, Karen is the new ambassador of Surry County, so they're doing a commercial for Surry County. This thing kind of worked because I was like, I feel like I gotta go to Surry County now. So Surry is famous for their ham, and not like I be buying hams, but I feel like I've seen Surry ham before. I don't know. But anyway, Surry is famous for its ham and its peanuts. Karen seems to think that we don't know that peanuts come in a shell. Like, we... Girl, out on the coast where my people are from, we boil peanuts in the shell. So I don't know what you're talking about, sis, but we know something about peanuts around these parts. But like the producers, I can't quite understand why Karen is doing a commercial for Surry County somewhere in Hyattsville, Maryland. Karen called her assistant and she was like, find me a country looking park down there in Waldorf or Oxon Hill, some damn where, Fort Washington, somewhere. Find me a park and let's go ahead and do this commercial and let's pretend like we're in Surry. I guess, child. The producers didn't spill the tea. I was going to be kind of mad if I went to Surry County and I'm looking for this beautiful park that does not exist in Surry County. I wonder if the commercial is even going to air because the producers done spilled your tea. Anyway, child, let's get to this goddess luncheon that Mia has. Everyone looked beautiful. Everyone looked great. Ascala, my lord, loved it. I think Ethiopian and Eritrean women are so beautiful, and I love the traditional garb, loved it, and I love the hairstyle, like the tiny braids on top of the big inverted braid, just beautiful, man. Scala was probably my favorite just because of the culture of it all. Wendy looked great. I think it might have been a jumpsuit because walking away it looked like wide-legged pants, but if it was a dress, I have that same dress in yellow, but honey, I don't rock it like you because my girls don't sit up like yours do. Anyway, beautiful Wendy. Robin, that feathery hair. The dress didn't do a whole lot for me. I wish it was in a lighter color, but she looked beautiful nonetheless. Candace, the short wig and that makeup, so pretty. It was definitely a whole lot and definitely overstated. But I think she said she was getting ready to go shoot her video, so maybe that's why she had on so much, but I thought she looked so beautiful. My least favorite was probably Karen. She looked great, beautiful outfit, but she didn't quite understand the assignment like the rest of the women did. So we get to this luncheon and Mia wants everyone to go around the table and say nice things about each other, especially the people who don't like each other. Ashley said that she liked Candace's drive, and she really admired the fact that she goes for what she wants and she's very successful at it. I thought that was really nice, and that's what I like about Candace. Candace said that she liked how Ashley has really delved into motherhood and seems to be a good mother. I also like to see Ashley in mother mode, and they had a nice tender moment there. Other people said nice things about each other. I'm not going to go into that. Mia tries to get Karen and Giselle to say nice things about each other. Giselle's old evil ass could not think of one nice thing to say about Karen. She was like, Karen and I are not in a good place, so I'm not going to say anything nice to her. This is the thing about Giselle. Giselle knew that Karen was trying to extend the olive branch, and much like Kenya Moore, when someone tries to extend the olive branch, Giselle gets even meaner. Right? But anyway, Giselle brings up the fact that Karen really hurt her family when she brought up the things about Jamal. Giselle also admits that she already knew the things about Jamal, and she was very hurt about that. That was the first time that anyone heard Giselle say that she was hurt. Because, Giselle tries to act like she is devoid of feelings. I've learned this from experience. Stay away from people who act like they don't have any feelings, that they're never vulnerable. Those are people who usually take pleasure in your pain, and they never really truly want to see you happy, even if they claim to be your friend, Giselle and Robin, right? But anyway, Giselle has this vulnerable moment, which makes Karen vulnerable. Karen says, you know what? If I hurt your children, I apologize. But Giselle says, who is she apologizing to? She ain't apologizing to me. And finally, Karen says, Giselle, I apologize to you for hurting your children, and I apologize to you. They did run that beautiful bean footage, and they showed times when Giselle was apologizing to Karen. In my opinion, Giselle apologizes to Karen, and they don't seem to be sincere. Like, she brought the cookies, and the cookies were from her girls. that kind of stuff. So it's not a direct apology. And usually she will apologize and then turn around and do the same shit over and over again. So I'm going to tell you something. Karen's better than me, because I wouldn't apologize for shit. Having said all of that, I'm tired of seeing Giselle and Karen argue. So it's good to see them in a good place. For now, let's see how long it lasts. Now, when they asked them to hug, they both was like, nah, we ain't going that far. But I guess they're in a good place for now. We did see Giselle at Karen's wedding. So we'll see how long this lasts. Do you guys think that Giselle and Karen can get back to the good old days when they were friends? You let me know what you think down in the comment section below. Let me back up off this camera. I didn't even give you guys any face today because I just did dermablading. And I just like to not put on any makeup for like a day or two after I get my dermablading done. Anyway, you guys, that's all I got. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.